All right, so we're back at it for another day. We're hitting the fields today. We've been doing a bunch of small odds and ends jobs. We got the sprayer all put together now. I didn't show you guys a lot of that because we weren't really sure if it was going to work right away. But yeah, that's done. We got our new 6136 Kraus mulch finisher, soil finisher, whatever you want to call it. I'm sure you guys can tell by the paint. It's not new. It's new to us. But just remember, the condition of the paint doesn't mean it doesn't... How's that go? The condition of the paint doesn't determine the condition of the job it does. So, yeah. Today's the first day we're really hitting the fields. Last night I ran for a couple hours just working some rougher spots because we're going to hit those twice. So that's what I've done. But this thing is 36 footer. So we jumped up 12 feet in implement size. Everyone was worried that we didn't have enough tractor to pull up, but this thing pulls it great. So yeah, that's what we got going on there. We'll do a walk around later when I'm tired of sitting in the tractor. So yeah, we got all, I didn't fill it full, but I fueled up a little bit enough to get this field done. We're right here at the farm, so we're gonna get this 61 acre field done over here, and then we'll jump to the field back behind the farm. And there's another 75 acres there, so I think beans are gonna be the first thing in the ground this year. We've ran some test strips with our new planter. That's working great. And I got all the wiring done for that. That was a bunch of boring nonsense that nobody wanted to watch. So yeah, that's going. It works. It plants. It tells us population. So we got it all set up there. And yeah, that field is going to be soybeans. And we're going to hopefully get some of it in the ground today. I don't know if it'll all go in. It's already 11 o'clock. I had a dentist appointment this morning. It's kind of a soft start for us. I don't know, it frosted this morning. It's frosted every morning for the last 2 weeks. So, but it's February or May 13th. So it's time to get it in the ground. Otherwise we're gonna start hurting ourselves at the end of the year. So hopefully we don't have to do any replant, but we're gonna put it in the ground and see what happens. It should start warming up any time now. I mean, it's May, and we haven't had a week above 70, so we barely had a week in the 60s. But I think this week coming up is gonna be the turning point. So we're gonna hit it, see what happens. All right, so I guess this is our new tool. So 36 foot Kraus 6100 series, I think it is. Yeah, I mean, it works. She's a little dirty, it's a little dusty out, as you can see, nice and deep, but it's used, lots of acres, not perfect, but perfect price. So I'm just looking over it, making sure everything's pretty sound, all the shanks are still straight. We have been working some tougher ground. Grandpa's been going around the edges of the fields with the skid steer and moving some dirt around. And I've noticed these, I think these are S shanks. They aren't the best for unworked ground, because we have some really hard, heavy clay up here, especially when it's dry. So we do have a lot of sand ground as well, but this hard clay, these S shanks are not really tough enough to handle it, I'm gonna say. They like to bounce and do everything else, and so I'm gonna say that's one downfall of this. Our other one had heavier shanks, but they were wore out, and they were spring shanks, like a trip action shank, so I think that did a better job. But I mean, there's times where you can set a disc on the ground and all it does is scratch the surface, so you know, what can you do? Ground's heavy, it's hard, especially when it's this dry out. We haven't actually had I think we did have 1 inch of rain, a month ago. I don't think it's rained since then. So we usually aren't this dry, but we are. It sucks, but it is what it is. Nothing you can do about it. You can't make it rain, but yeah. So I got our 61 acres worked over there. Went flawless. This thing does a great job. I'm really happy with it. Finishes off a lot better than our other ones, so I really like that about it. But it's go time. It's finally there. Grandpa's across in that 61 acre field planting soybeans. New planter seems to be working great, so we really like that. I like the bulk fill of it. It works a lot better. It's a lot faster. I'd really like to have our loader doing it, because then I could just fill it myself, or somebody could, because you could jump out with a skid steer. You can't get out because of the door, and you know, you don't want to open that up and get out and have something happen. You never want that. So yeah, but you know, other than that, works good. But yeah, if anyone was curious, you can pull a 36 foot implement with a 270 horse tractor. Everyone's like, oh, you need more horsepower. Everyone was doubting it. Shoot, this thing pulls at 5.5 mile an hour, great. 6 mile an hour, great. 6.5 mile an hour, great. Out here in the hills, yeah, you get a little bit more lug, but when we get across over to the other farm, it's all flat ground over there. That thing will pull all day, so I'll probably bump it up a gear there. But this stuff, it is rolly, it's heavier, you know, it is gonna work harder, but yeah, it's great. So I'm hoping he gets pretty empty here pretty soon, so I can get going, get out of here. So anyways, that's gonna be it for today, I think, unless something else crazy happens between now and the time I get home. But yeah, anyways, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.